Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Trust and hope you all are doing wonderful. And thank you for tapping in and tuning in. Today we're going to do a read. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you'd like a personal read, simply check out the description below, and I'd be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up, okay? All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated, okay? The message that I am getting the download for you today, collective, that things are really different. Things are changing inside of you, outside of you. But spiritually speaking here, you hear it repetitively, but Spirit is saying it is falling on deaf ears. And so the channel message will keep coming through whenever you hear me repeat something, okay? There are many other messengers in the world, worldwide, okay? We're put in different spaces and places to deliver messages. Everyone has a purpose, everyone has a journey, and everyone is uniquely, divinely, individually created. But either way, the changes that are taking place are causing you to be more awake. It's like the veil is extra thin, not thin, but extra thin. And so you could be having some experiences that you're not accustomed to. You could be having some experiences that are just foreign to you. And they can be undescriptive. There are no words, to describe what you are feeling or what you are experiencing, and as well as what you are seeing. And so Spirit is saying for you not to be afraid. Take this time to be patient with yourself. Learn to be still. Don't put yourself in a frantic or a panic energy where you're panicking, where you're nervous, where you're anxious. The best thing you can do is pause, even if it's for a moment, before you react. There's a lot going on right now, planetary speaking and spiritually speaking. And so those who don't believe in, being awake or have different belief systems, they don't believe in energy, spirituality, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the people who often find it quite difficult when they find out that they are part or they can be part of a program that they have not chosen. And I'm not speaking about the matrix, but we're talking spiritually speaking. Those who choose not to believe, oh, I don't believe in that, there's no such thing. And even those who choose to demonize, or condemn, when it comes to speaking about energy and spirituality, hidden wisdom, unorthodox beliefs, black sheep energy, those innovative thinkers and believers and the practitioners and those are the people, those who speak against the things I have named. Those type of people are the ones who find themselves coming to the realization, collective, that you don't have to be chosen to be part of the program. As long as you are in the bubble of planet Earth and you are in the bubble planetarily and spiritually speaking, you will have some experiences that are beyond what the cathedral can teach you. You will have some experiences that only you will be aware of, or you will have some experiences that you may take to your grave with you. You may have some experiences that you may say, hey, this is weird, as much as I don't like the word weird. You may say, this is weird, but I'm going to keep this to myself, because if I share it with someone, they'll think, there's something wrong with me. When in actuality, there's nothing wrong with you at all. Everything is where it needs to be according to previous actions that has been taken on many levels. And so, You don't have to be chosen, or you don't have to choose to be part of the program. There are different types of programs that you will, in programming, you will experience, that are beyond the matrix, that are beyond the day to day mundane programming that is projected onto you, spiritually speaking, energetically speaking, planetarily speaking, and you will find yourself having experiences, and it's just simply you being awakened, you being like given a flickering light, a signal that there is more going on than what meets the eye, that there is more going on than the life that you have been living on a daily. And so this reading here, I'm getting that it's speaking of judgment, it's speaking of miseducation, miscommunication, misunderstanding, believing that your way is the only way of doing things, believing that only you exist and your world exists. Now, it's okay to be focused on thyself, but I'm picking up the energy that there are some people having some experiences that has them clutching their pearls, that has them in shock and in awe. And, in actuality, their spirit, their soul is calling for them to go deeper, to know more about who they are in their existence. Their spirit, their soul is simply giving a spiritual nudge to go deeper, to learn about who they are in their existence. Okay? Because taking one step will intrigue you to take another in another direction. It's like a domino effect when it comes to a person having an awakening experience. And having an awakening experience happens several times throughout your journey, throughout your life. It isn't a one-time occasion. Ascension process, it isn't a one-time occasion, And so, yeah, this message is for someone, or there are some people who are experiencing some things, and it has them questioning, and they're looking to their left and their right, and they're like, I have no one to share this with. But I just know I saw what I saw. I know I'm experiencing what I am experiencing. Yes, you could be someone who's coming to the knowing of thyself. You could be finding out that you are empathic, and what an empathic person is. Um, you may be tapping into your gifts, or being prepared to be exposed to your gifts. Okay, the process is different for everyone. There is not a answer key chart for you to look at and say, oh, I'm going to do this way. Oh, I heard they meditate, so I'm going to meditate. I heard they buy crystals, I'm going to buy that. That isn't how it works. It's about practical, taking action, demonstrations, experience, and everyone's journey and path is different, and it's supposed to be different. To humans are alike. Everyone is not going across the street at 12 noon to have lunch. Somebody's going to wait till 12:30 or even 12:45 and piss the boss off. But guess what? It'll happen when it's time to happen. And it looks like it is the divine timing for someone to come into the knowing of who they are and their divine purpose, okay? And their many gifts. We have many purposes, and many gifts, but it's up to us to find that. Not find, I don't want to use that word. It's up to us to develop that in the right timing, when it is the right time. There is no rush, there is no race, there is no competition. When it comes to spiritual awakening, the word competition is just not in the category. It should not be in your mental faculties. It should not, I need to look this way. No, you shouldn't want to look anyway. You should want to make it a path of your own. And, let your spiritual journey be one of your own, and make it a path of your own. You don't need to create a look. You don't need to do what you saw someone else do. There's a lot of, going within stillness, retreating, meditation, grounding, researching, that is very necessary. But the idea, of just simply just pausing sometime before you react. So this reading is for someone who really needs to hear it. Just simply pausing. You may also have an energy where you feel like someone is watching or you are being watched. You could just be tapping into your gifts. There's nothing to ooh about. But again, if you are someone who has spent a lifetime condemning and demonizing different spiritual beliefs and the idea of spirituality, the idea of being conscious or awake. If you are someone who has spent a lifetime or you have been around people who demonize these things, meaning they look at it as a negative instead of coming into the knowing of their own innate abilities and gifts, because we all have them. Those are the people who find themselves greatly confused, okay? But you may feel that energy, and that's just you tapping into your gifts. You're able to see in spaces and places that the two human eyes can go beyond, okay? You're able to see, you could possibly see if there is a monitoring spirit monitoring you. You could possibly see and also hear people plan, plotting, or strategizing against you. You could walk into a store and witness, well, not witness, I'll say hear someone's thoughts. Okay, I'll use that as an example. You could hear someone's thoughts. And at the same time, you have to keep your composure, because if you don't, they'll call you weird. So, yeah, I'm speaking to someone who has had some quirky events taking place, and it's got you focused on possibly what you were taught about spirituality, what people have instilled or programmed in you when it comes to spirituality, in your upbringing, that it's evil, it's dark, that it's witchcraft. From time to time, the whole world is crafty. And we all participate in rituals, especially if you're someone who worships and honor holidays. You're participating in a ritual. A ritual is something that is done consistently. And energy is harvested from each hula day that you worship and celebrate. So, everyone is crafty from time to time. You may not be in the know of that, but that is truth and fact, what I just said. And so there's nothing for you to fear here. You're here to live your life. You have free choice to do what you please. And yeah, don't allow what you have been told, to spook you out, so much so that you end up receiving a miscommunication of information from your own spirit team because you're so hung up on what someone has told you, okay? Or something you're seeing in the media, yeah. Yeah, we're all crafty, especially if you're celebrating Christmas. You're being very crafty and someone else is reaping the benefits. And we're not just talking about money, honey. Okay? So, yes, you could be someone who's going through this. And so it looks like you are going through some kind of transformation in your life, in a new direction. And it's like broadening your horizons, open your mind and opening spirit to a new way of thinking about life and people, places, and things around you. It's like being, I would say, directed into a path of knowing. Okay, there's a lot of things to know. None of us know it all, but being directed in a path of knowing thyself. We're so focused on materialism and, trying to get someone to like us and worry about aesthetics and all these other shenanigans that we give our attention to. We give our focus to so many things, and it's a choice. We have free will. But now your spirit is calling for you to focus on yourself, not to be angry or afraid. That's not what this message is about, but for you to simply relax and let go what you were taught. Let go of what you are hearing about the journey and the awakening that you are being prepared for. So there's a process of the unlearning, that I'm picking up that you are being prepared to go through. And there are going to be situations that has you clutching your pearls moving forward. But when I say clutching your pearls, you're going to have aha moments, coming into the realization of, all the false beliefs that you were taught, all the things that you thought you knew. You're going to find out a lot of those things aren't true and were never true. You're going to find out that these are just ideas, and you're in full control of what you experience in your life as well. There's something here about you knowing that you are in full control and you have a choice. Just like there's different religious practices and cultural practices, you have a choice to practice, worship, or believe in whatever you desire. But there is something seriously here, because they're having me keep holding these cards up, for you to come out of this energy of fear, because it's false evidence appearing real to you. It's like watching a horror film, the word horror, and they show a picture of a full moon, and they start playing music of sound a particular sound, which is a frequency. Every sound has a frequency, and it's either yay or nay. And so every time you see a full moon in a horror film, you deem it as something negative or evil. Or if how you look at that as something negative, and it comes from you repetitively just simply seeing this depiction in a movie. It means nothing less or more with the moon there, look at spirit. It means nothing less or more than what you are choosing to receive it as. So it's about your own personal perception. So spirit is saying, as I was just mentioning, you're in full control of what you experience and your belief system. But it's about your perception, as the full moon is right here in the cards. Thank you, Spirit. Very perfect. Okay. It's about your perception. If you want to see it that way, then you will magnetize more things for you to condemn or demonize as evil, as wicked. Um, so yeah, it's all about your perception. Instead of saying the full moon is a good time for me to do some reflection and maybe do some surrendering, which is a positive way to look at a full moon, then that will magnetize more positive energy towards you. So that's what I mean when Spirit is saying that you are, to let you know you are in control of the life that you experience. So it's all about your perception. So there's no need with stage fright here. There's no need to be afraid to take the steps moving forward. Okay, whether this is in a literal sense, maybe you have a skill or talent, and maybe you have stage fright. Um, just step out there and do your thing. Don't be so focused on the mass audience. Okay, just do your thing. Step out there and see them as a blur. I did that once and it actually worked. You just look at the audience as a blur, throw yourself into a trance, and just execute the process. But either way, you don't have to be afraid to move forward. And so as you see, as she's afraid and the eye is looking back, I'm looking at you, you looking at me, I'm looking at you, you looking at me, I'm waiting on you, you waiting on me. So there is nothing there. There is nothing there with the 2 and the 8 equaling a 10. That means a completion, a renewal. So you're going renewal. You're going on a new journey. You're going on a new journey of how you see life and different belief systems, religious, cultural, anyone who is different from what you believe, or how you choose to exist in your own personal world. You're going on a journey to explore this. And this is similar to a read I believe I did yesterday. So, yeah, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. But this is nothing to fear. The Spirit keeps saying that. Let them know this is a moment of excitement and to really get happy, especially for those who may feel that they are bored in their life and their relationships, or they want to know, is there more? Yes, there is more. There's got to be more. Yes, there is more. So get ready. Now I'm hearing, are you ready for some football? Somebody is a football fan, or I don't know, you're talking about the Super Bowl, you're planning for the Super Bowl, you're having a Super Bowl party that's coming up. Somebody's watching is having a Super Bowl party. You making a food list while you're watching this? What you gonna cook, huh? Okay, all right. Anyway, yeah, that just came through. Somebody is making a list for a Super Bowl party, a food list, like a, yeah. And so, yeah, we have the Six of Cups here. The Six of Cups, this is past energy. So the old belief system, this is where the learning process is going to take place in your life and on your journey. For you to surrender what you thought you knew and allow these new things, to come into your life to assist you. This is just to help you. This is not to harm you. And, you know, when you have a misunderstanding, you know, unfortunately, many assume that the events and things we experience is to hurt us, and it's really to help us. Not all things, but many events that we experience and many things we observe as well. So, this unlearning and this redevelopment of your existence, and also tap into your gifts and your abilities. This is, like I said, no competition. It's not something that's going to be done overnight. It takes time with the Nine of Cups here. And as you see, this person has a pottery wheel, and it takes time. If you know about pottery, it takes time to form. You have to be patient. You have to be focused. You have to let it dry out. It's a process, and so Spirit wants you to know that this journey is a positive one. It will be a process for you, but one that is good, and you're going to be thankful. You're going to be thankful. You may not see it now. You're probably like, how, Sway? But it will. It will turn out. You will look back and be grateful that you chose to shift your perception, make these changes of your idea of what life should be, because they're saying with the Eight of Swords, you have done a lot of misjudging. If not you, there are people around you. I keep picking that up. Someone around you. If it isn't you, collective, this could be family, friends, maybe someone who's very judgmental, opinionated, or this is your energy that has been confused, or you've been feeling stagnated, or feeling like you're being hindered or blocked, or just living your life, but feeling like something's in the way. I don't know what it is, but something's in the way. And it's your idea of how and what you feel life experiences should be. It is supposed to be different for each and every one of us. It does not matter that the person next to us is not in agreement with what we choose to do. It really isn't. That is not part of your purpose. You're not here to tiptoe around other people's emotions and feelings and make choices based on, oh, will they like me? Will they be comfortable? No, you're here to float your own boat. You're here to blow your own horn, your own trumpet. You're here on your own purpose to fulfill your own destiny. So there's no need for you to be his competition with anyone, because this life is one that you should make of your own. There is no need to compete. And you cannot compete where you can't compare, because no two humans are alike. And this is something that we know for a fact. No two humans are alike. We are all different, uniquely different, inside and out. Even our organs. No, I'm not a licensed medical physician, but even our organs inside and are out and out is totally different. We're developed different. There's a lot of qualities about us. As many people as it is in the world, I know you're like, there's millions, billions of people. Yes, and each and every one of us has different qualities inside and out of us. Okay, on many levels. Okay. So there's a need for you to accept and not box with the reality that you are being shown. The clarity that is being forced into your life is clarity that is necessary for you to move forward, so that you'll be able to be in the Four of Swords. This is being at peace and relaxation. Now, it looks here like this person is at their altar. Possibly they could be at an altar, but with the Four Swords means to relax and have a moment to yourself, some form of recovery. So this could also be you recovering some things that were lost, in your life. whether this was material, whether this was emotionally. This could be your self esteem. Maybe you're someone who's been in a relationship that warped your self esteem, and it's taking you some time to get back to that, whether you are a male or a female. It happens, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Where you were connected to someone who maybe was not faithful or made promises to you. Whatever it was, it impacted you, and it impacted how you feel about yourself. And so you could be this process um, could be also enhancing your confidence, how you see yourself. You may begin to change your look, change your wardrobe, or have a sudden glow up. Yes. A spiritual awakening can change what your skin looks like. That's where someone needs to hear that. Yes. But you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be focused, and be willing to do what's necessary for you. There is no answer key. They're telling me to repeat that. You know how the puzzle books have a answer key in the back of it. You can do a puzzle, but you can go to the back and see what the answers is. There is no answer key. This life is for you to live. This spiritual journey is for you to experience and make it your own. Spirituality is not a look. It's not a look. If you're interested in purchasing crystals, go for it. That's just a tool. That's all it is. If you're interested in learning tarot, go for it. If you're interested in learning divination, because there's many ways to divinate, go for it. But whatever your gifts and your innate abilities are, it will call you. You don't have to call it. It will call you into being. It will call you to step into your power. You will be guided there. I mentioned earlier, it's like a domino effect. You take one step and then you'll find yourself guided in another direction. And this is something very positive. It's not a negative. It's nothing to fear. It's not a negative. It's nothing dark about it. But it's putting you in the energy where you'll be able to relax more and be yourself more, especially with the confidence. It takes confidence collective to do everything that life involves or require. To wake up each and every day and keep going and put your feet on the floor and go to work and be there for your family, cooking, cleaning, be the husband, be the wife, be the parent, show up at work and show up for your other loved ones, your extended family. Every and anything you do, even for our children, it takes confidence to keep going each and every day. It is very important when you find yourself swaying to pick that self-esteem back up. Even if you have to look in the mirror and do affirmations, whatever you have to do, confidence is very important, male or female. And everybody have points, and it has nothing to do with aesthetics. Oh, she's pretty. I know she has high self-esteem all the time. Oh, he's got a lot of muscles and he's wealthy. I know he has high self-esteem. That's a false belief. There are some extremely beautiful and handsome people who will admit to you from time to time, they too sometimes and have to pick themselves back up. It has nothing to do with the shell of a person. Confidence has nothing to do with the avatar. That's something that we were taught. It's about the inside. Seriously, it's about the inside, the work you're doing on the inside. That will give you the ability to sustain your self-esteem, your confidence, your self-worth, how you feel about yourself, trusting in yourself, believing in yourself. So you may also, like I said, you be required to do some research. Be willing to do the work that is necessary. Be willing to do the work that is necessary. You may be called to do some reading. You may say, well, I don't like it, but you'll get over that. Whatever you are called to do, I'm pretty sure your spirit team, and I'm pretty sure Your ancestors will work with you and find a way for you to move forward on your path. But if research is required, be willing to do that. If patience is required, be willing to do that. If the process of unlearning false beliefs you were taught your entire life, be willing to do that. And I know some of you, Big Mama taught me this, Grandma taught me this. It does not mean that you don't love your family because you're choosing to surrender the belief system that they chose for themselves. You hear that? It does not mean that you love your family any less because you choose to surrender a belief system that they chose for themselves. We're not put here to imitate and duplicate each other. Oftentimes when you find people doing that, it's quite difficult to land on your feet, and it's quite difficult to be wholeheartedly satisfied with the life that you're living because it's not authentic and it's not you being your original self. You're not in your true nature. You're not flexing your true potential. You're flexing something that was given to you or something that you feel it looks a certain way. Oh, everybody else doing it. I guess I go this way. So there's a process of surrendering that. There is an overflow with the Ace of Cups of new creativity, love, and joy awaiting you. And that's why they're telling me to repeat, there is no reason to fear. Let go of what you thought about particular signs and symbols, calling them evil, calling them dark. And that's the devil. The devil is not present unless you want him to be present. If you want Damon to be present in your life, he or she will arrive. But those things are energies and entities that you create with your Heka and you create with your own mind. And you will learn that the mind is all. And so it's very important to protect your peace and protect your mind and be mindful of your words and your thoughts. Okay, so thoughts become things and words are powerful. It's not about your belief system, they just are. So be mindful when you're speaking over yourself and to other people. That's for someone needs to hear that, okay? You're coming out of the idea of needing to know which way to go. Your current position in your life may have you feeling indecisive at times where you're just not sure. You may make a decision, but deep down inside, you're really unsure. Like, I don't know which way, but you know what? Since they waiting on me, I got 10 more minutes. I'll pick this way. That kind of energy. Okay. So there's clarity. There's an energy of clarity coming through for you, collective. Having experiences in life, but having clarity to go along with it. So that's wonderful. Being able to have clarity. Mm-hmm. 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 And being able to take action, with the Two of Wands here, being able to take action on your life, on your goals, not feeling stagnant, as I was mentioning earlier, not feeling indecisive or stagnant, knowing what direction when it comes to the relationship, a business decision, anything, should I date this person? Should I move here? Should I move there? Should I take that job? Should I invest in this project? Should we have another baby right now? That kind of energy. Okay. Yes. That's for somebody. Somebody wants to have a baby. Oh, baby. Okay. So the Nine of Wands is here to reassure you that you have been through some things that could have left you devastated, but they didn't, and you managed to persevere. So there's something where spirit wants you to moving forward, collective, whoever you are, whenever you feel like you're in a pickle, you're anxious, you're nervous, you're indecisive, there's something about you remembering and tapping into all the times that you persevered, all the times that you overcame, all the times that you were concerned and it turned out all right. There's something about you tapping into that energy to get you out of living a life that has you feeling like you are boxed in, confused, and it's spiritually disheveled. Okay? They want to take you out of this energy here. Okay? And so there's a need for you to focus on the positive moments in your life that you have overcame. But these sensations you may be having, whether this is a feeling, thoughts, dreams, which are messages. I don't like to call them dreams, but I'll say dreams to communicate. Things you may be seeing. You could feel something is near, something is coming, but you don't know what it is. And Spirit is saying for you to rest assured, the Four of Swords, that all is well. There's nothing to fear here. Fear is false evidence appearing real. These are things you are telling yourself. So be mindful with what you are telling yourself moving forward. Trust the process and know that all is well. Later.